Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? Wancheka Radio. Be flamboyant.
Good evening, and here are the major stories for today. The National Assembly Joint Committee on Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has adopted the 143 billion naira budget for the funding of the 2019 general elections. President Muhammadu Buhari had in June requested that the National Assembly transfer 143 billion naira from projects it inserted in the 2018 budget. Chairman of the Committee on INEC, Suleiman Nazif, told reporters today that the committee is to adopt the 143 billion naira and not the 189 billion naira which INEC is requesting for, although President Buhari had assured the lawmakers that the balance of 46 billion naira for the election will be included in the 2019 budget. The Lagos State Police Command says it has arrested 57 persons suspected to be involved in homosexual activities in the Egbeda area of the state. State Commissioner of Police Edgar Imohimi, who confirmed the arrest to newsmen during a news conference, said the suspects were picked up on Sunday at 2 a.m. while they were performing gay initiation for new recruits. Intelligence gathered revealed that some youths will be initiated into a gay homosexual club between 1 and 2 a.m. at Kellyanne Hotel and Event Center and at Denrile Street in the Egbeda metropolis, an action contrary to Section 1, Subsection 1 of the Same-Sex Marriage Act of 2014. The police chief said investigation into the case is ongoing and the suspects will soon be charged to court. Reports say the chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State, Moshood Salvador, today officially defected from the party to the All Progressives Congress (APC). The defection, correspondents gathered, might not be unconnected with the feud between him and former deputy national chairman of the party, Bode George. Salvador made the declaration at the Salvador Tower residence in Lagos this Monday. An Osun State High Court in Osogbo today dismissed the fresh suit challenging Ademola Adeleke as the People's Democratic Party candidate for the September 22 gubernatorial election in that state. Presiding Judge David Oladimeji dismissed the suit because the plaintiffs withdrew the case against Adeleke. The plaintiffs, identified as Shiredi Oyetunji and Olagboya Dedamola, had on August 20 approached the court, challenging the candidacy of Adeleke as the PDP candidate. In the fresh suit, the plaintiffs sought an interlocutory injunction restraining Adeleke from parading himself as the candidate of the Osun PDP over alleged school certificate forgery. However, the resumed hearing this Monday, counsel to the plaintiff, Abdurrahman Okunade, told the court that his client had reached an agreement to withdraw the suit and asked for an adjournment. But the defendant's counsel, Nathaniel Oke, opposed the adjournment, saying that the case should be dismissed since the applicant had resolved to withdraw the matter. The judge thereafter dismissed the suit and awarded 50,000 naira against the plaintiffs. Adeleke had won the primary after gathering 1,569 votes to beat his closest rival, Ogunbiyi, who polled 1,562. And the Buhari Media Organization has fired back at U.S. President Donald Trump over alleged claims by the American leader, referring to Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari as lifeless, insisting that President Buhari is fit and capable to run for the 2019 elections. The organization's reaction was in response to a report by the Financial Times this Monday that the American president had made disrespectful comments ascribing ill health to President Buhari. A statement signed by its chairman, Nii Akishiju, and Secretary Kaside Maduekwe noted that this was not the first time the U.S. president would make such derogatory remarks at world leaders, and further noted that he wasn't surprised at the comment, as it is an age-long character of the U.S. president which would not change anytime soon. It added that it's important to put on record that President Buhari remains fit and sprightly even for the next decade and would continue to remain focused on his mandate to deliver on his promises to the Nigerian people. In international news, British Prime Minister Theresa May will this week make her first visit to Nigeria as part of efforts aimed at boosting post-Brexit trade ties. May, alongside several ministers and 29 business representatives from various industries, will also visit South Africa and Kenya during the 3-day trip, Downing Street announced this Monday. She will be the first British Prime Minister to set foot in Kenya since Margaret Thatcher in 1988. The delegation will arrive in Cape Town on Tuesday, where May will meet South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, as well as business leaders and young people. She will then head to Nigeria on Wednesday for meetings with President Muhammadu Buhari in the capital Abuja and also visit Lagos. Among those joining May are representatives of the London Stock Exchange, the Scotch Whisky Association and manufacturing firm JCB. And US and Mexico have reached common ground on key trade terms as pressure mounts to complete renegotiation of the North American Free Trade Agreement. US President Donald Trump, a frequent critic of the existing deal, tweeted the breakthrough this Monday. A final deal would need sign-off from Canada, the third country in the treaty, which governs more than $1 trillion in annual trade. Talks started about a year ago after President Trump threatened to pull out. He has repeatedly demanded renegotiation of the 1994 agreement, which he blames for a decline in U.S. manufacturing jobs, especially in the auto industry. Details about the accord with Mexico are expected to emerge at a news conference later. U.S. media reports that the two countries have agreed that 75% of a product must be made in North America to receive tax-free treatment, up from 62.5% under the existing deal. In business, 165.71 million litres of liquefied petroleum gas was imported into Nigeria in the second quarter of this year, as the National Bureau of Statistics has announced. The Bureau disclosed this in its Petroleum Product Importation and Consumption Report released on Sunday in Abuja. According to the report, the month of April recorded the highest volumes of LPG imported into the country at 59.89 million litres, while the lowest volume was imported in June at 50.45 million litres in the period under review. The Bureau further said the statewide distribution of truck-out volume for the second quarter showed that 105.49 million of liquefied petroleum gas was distributed nationwide during the period under review. In entertainment, comedian Julius Agu has advised Nigerians to embrace comedy, especially during this period of economic and security challenges. Speaking during an interview, Agu stressed the need for more comedy as the nation goes through some tough times. According to him, and I quote, "The fact is that considering the circumstances Nigeria is facing now, the only thing that can help anybody who is Nigerian, and not just only Nigerians, is comedy. When you think of all the bad things, just go and laugh. Laugh it out." End of quote. Agu, who has been away due to health reasons, says he's back, bigger and better. The 13th edition of his annual Crack Your Ribs comedy show took place in London on Sunday. And Moroccan singer Sahad Lamjarid has been detained in southern France over new allegations of rape, officials say. The alleged incident took place in a hotel with no further details given. It's not the first allegation against the 33-year-old who is on bail over a rape case dating back to 2016. Lamjarid's 2015 hit Lamelel has been seen more than 650 million times and has become the most viewed song by an Arab artist on YouTube. Prosecutors say the latest case was complex and involved two radically opposed versions of events. In sport, Liverpool and Egypt forward Mohamed Salah has accused the Egyptian Football Association of ignoring his claims over image rights. Salah, who is 26, was upset his image was used in April to promote official sponsor WE when he had a deal with rival telecommunications company Vodafone. Salah made the accusations via a Twitter post today, saying, and I quote, "My letters and my lawyer's letters are ignored. I don't know why this is. It is natural for any football association to try to solve the problems of its players, but really what I see is exactly the opposite." End of quote. Salah's lawyer Remy Abbas said the EFA has yet to respond to Salah's complaints. Egypt played Niger in the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier on September 8, and the EFA has denied suggestions that Salah's refused to play against Niger because of the row. The EFA has also denied that it would open an investigation into Salah following his tweet this Monday. And world number one Simona Halep has been knocked out in the US Open first round, losing 6-2, 6-4 to Kaia Kanepi. The Romanian serve was broken 5 times as she fell to a shock defeat in the first match on the new Louis Armstrong Stadium at Flushing Meadows. And those are the major stories for today. I am Binta Bhadmus.
Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? One Checker Radio. Be flamboyant.